Now at 6, the 2018 election season about to come to a close, the latest in the final 2 Central Georgia races. Plus,
on Sunday night, this quiet BONAIRE street was filled with law enforcement vehicles, and some of you are asking why. I'm Zach Merchant, and coming up tonight, we'll verify what really happened here on Peach Blossom Road.
And
a Warner Robins church is doing their part to give back to the community. I'm Pepper Baker, and coming up, find out how their snack sacks help kids in need.
13 WMAZ News at 6 starts now. Tonight, several outstanding races from last month's election will be decided, including 2 right here in Central Georgia.
In Monroe County, votes are being cast for the next sheriff. Ensley Nichols is live outside one of the polling locations. Ensley, it's a big race. What's turnout been like today?
Frank and Lori, I'm right outside the Monroe County Rec Center where people are still trickling in with about an hour left for the polls to cast their ballot for either Lawson Carey Biddick III or Brad Freeman. And I just recently checked the voting numbers at this location, and they jumped from 320 to about 460 in a little over an hour. According to the Monroe County Board of Elections, about 2,200 votes came in for early voting. That's about 10% of the county. The candidates said earlier they were hoping to get about 20% of the county to come out and vote. Deborah Buckner, the polling manager here, says they haven't come close to that other 10% the candidates were hoping for, but says they have a few more hours of voting left. And Renee Rawls has been a polling volunteer for 20 years here. She says she thinks numbers are still decent because the sheriff holds an important position here in Monroe County. And the early voting numbers for this race were still impressive.
I think that it would be more, which I worked the early voting for a week, and we had about 2,500 people show up, which I know during the governor's race, we did a record-breaking number of people coming because we never did that before.
Runoffs are known for having a much lower turnout race, and again, like I said before, the polls will close in about an hour, and I'll be out here until they close and then follow up with those results later on tonight. But for now, live in Monroe County, Ensley Nichols, 13 WMAZ News.
All right, thank you very much. Ensley Nichols reporting live at the Monroe County Recreation Center. And some folks are still on their way to the polls in Pulaski County to vote for that county's sole commissioner.
Sabrina Burse joins us at the county annex on South Lumpkin Street to tell us about the final 2 candidates.
Inside of this building, just behind me, there is a line of voters waiting to cast their vote for one of the candidates in this runoff. The race between Jenna Mashburn and Tim Young will decide who's going to replace Butch Hall, who resigned. Now, Mashburn and Young have called Pulaski County home for decades. Now, Mashburn worked as a medical sales rep for the last 17 years, and Young served as the Hawkinsville city manager for the last 4 years. The sole commissioner typically serves 4-year terms. Misha Jackson lives here and says she just hopes everyone takes voting very seriously.
It is very important because that's a lot of responsibility for one person. So we don't have a group of people to make decisions, it's just one. So it's important that we pick the right person.
Polls close at about 7 o'clock, so you have some time to still come out and cast your vote. For now in Pulaski County, Sabrina Burse, 13 WMAZ News.
Thank you, Sabrina. Probate judge and interim commissioner Jeff Jones says since Butch Hall resigned in the middle of his term, the winner of this race will serve for the next 2 years. Georgia voters will decide 2 statewide races tonight as well. Republican Brad Raffensperger and Democrat John Barrow are running to become Georgia's next Secretary of State.
And Republican Chuck Eaton and Democrat Lindy Miller are running for Georgia Public Service Commissioner in District 3. And the polls close at 7 o'clock. Results tonight here on 13 WMAZ and of course online on 13WMAZ.com.
It's been 2 days since police descended on a small road in BONAIRE. A lot of you have been asking us and each other questions about it. So today we set out to verify exactly what happened on Peach Blossom Road this weekend. Zach Merchant brings us the answer.
It's a normal day for traffic here on Peach Blossom Road, but just a few days ago, this street looked a lot different.
I really can't see them blue lights. They're really bright.
Houston County Sheriff's Office deputies lined the road, directing traffic and searching the area. Rumors started flying almost from the start.
Somebody said a truck or something had flipped over here.
An online community group saw a flood of comments asking about the scene. The discussion carried into 13WMAZ's own Facebook page, where Jessica Smith said she was seeing lots of rumors. Several other neighbors we talked to felt too uncomfortable to speak on camera, but they told us that what they heard was that somebody shot up a truck on Peach Blossom Road. So what really happened? Are the rumors true? In this case, according to the Houston County Sheriff's Office, the answer is largely yes. A Tuesday release from the Sheriff's Office said that a 17-year-old was talking with two other men on Sunday when something went wrong. The 17-year-old fled in his truck, but Yusuf Daniel and Alexander Holton followed him in their car. They chased the 17-year-old onto Peach Blossom Road, where they ran him off the street and shot at his vehicle several times. The 17-year-old was not hurt, and on Tuesday, Daniel and Holton were both arrested and charged with aggravated assault. And the Sheriff's Office says the investigation is ongoing. In Bonaire, Zach Merchant, 13 WMAZ News.
If you have any information about what happened, you're asked to call Houston County Investigator James Middlebrooks at 478-542-2085. Again, that number is 478-542-2085. A Warner Robins man was delivering pizza when someone stabbed him in the chest. That's according to Warner Robins police. Officers say a little after noon today, a 57-year-old man was delivering pizza to a home on Keith Drive where he was stabbed at least once in the chest. Police believe the suspect approached from the street, not from inside the house. According to investigators, the man stabbed drove himself back to Pizza Hut on Watson Boulevard, where they made the emergency call to police. The man was taken to Navicent Health, and police are investigating. They're asking anyone with information to call Macon Regional Crime Stoppers at 1-877-68-CRIME.
Rebuilding Macon says the only thing standing between them and fixing more than 150 homes is a little help from Macon-Bibb County Commissioners. Rebuilding Macon applied for a $130,000 grant to help rebuild the homes of people with disabilities or those over the age of 60. Last year, Wilbert and Edith Forehand's home received more than $1,000 worth of repairs. Wilbert has 3 types of cancer, was given less than a year to live. He asked for these repairs so his wife would have a nice home before he passes away.
It was almost like a new house again. We had no other choices. We had gone through everything. We had no other way to turn. And then God stepped in and sent us Rebuilding Macon.
Rebuilding Macon has about 2,000 volunteers who give of their time to paint, install siding, fix roofs, and other small projects. This is the 26th year they've applied for a grant, and they expect Macon-Bibb Commissioner to approve their grant request tonight.
Well, that springtime thing is over. The wintertime thing is back. And as we look out over Dublin right now, the lights are up.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ben. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
You know, heroes don't always wear a cape. Sometimes they wear a dog collar. And the Milledgeville Police Department is asking for your help to get their canine named Top Dog.
Avery Braxton tells us how you can help name the Canine of the Year.
It starts with a command.
Find it.
And often ends with a successful find.
That's a good boy.
That's why this Milledgeville police officer thinks his dog Falco should be named Canine of the Year.
There's a lot of great canines all throughout the state of Georgia. So, of course, everybody's going to be rooting for their own dog, and I'm rooting for Falco.
It's a friendly Facebook competition held by the Georgia Police Canine Foundation with 100 canines from units across the state. Winning is simple. Earn the most likes.
Whoever does get the most likes gets, I think it's $500 cash. We get a gift certificate to a canine store to get equipment. It's kind of like you'll get bragging rights.
Bragging rights that are well-deserved, Boyer says. On Tuesday, Falco was in the lead with more than 3,200 likes. The MPD K9 is on call 24/7 and completes 15 to 20 hours of training a month. He's also an expert tracker.
That is his thing. When we put the tracking harness on him, he knows it's time to work. That's his favorite thing to do, and that's what keeps us busy 90% of the time.
Boyer says a good tracker is vital to any department.
If you have a K9 that is with your department or a K9 within your county, the quicker they can get there, the success of them finding that person go way up.
Falco has successfully completed 12 searches for people in 2018, making him a dang good dog and a very valuable companion. Voting for the Georgia Police K9 Foundation's K9 of the Year competition ends on December 8th. Reporting in Milledgeville, Avery Braxton, 13 WMAZ News.
And to vote for Falco, you can look for this story on our website, 13WMAZ.com. We'll do that after the newscast, right? Okay. It's the season of giving, and one Warner Robins Church wants to make sure students in the International City have enough to eat over the weekend. See how when 13WMAZ News at 6 continues.
And the Perry Festival of Trees has a unique edition this year in honor of our 65th anniversary at 13 WMAZ. Students at Mossy Creek Middle School created a 13 WMAZ themed tree with old pictures, unique ornaments, and even some familiar faces. The tree is being auctioned off. So, Marv, starting at $200. You can check it out at the Perry Welcome Center. I wouldn't even have to decorate that one.
No, just put it in the living room.
I'm liking it. Good stuff. Welcome back. Warner Robins United Methodist Church teaming up with Middle Georgia Community Food Bank to provide students with snack packs to keep them from having an empty belly during the weekend.
Pepper Baker spoke with volunteers and school leaders about how those donations make a difference in their students' lives.
These volunteers from Warner Robins Methodist Church are working hard to pack 144 snack sacks to make sure students have something to eat over the weekends.
We start about 9 o'clock, 9-ish, and then usually it takes about an hour or so.
Director of Family and Children's Ministry, Tracy Landreth, says that's all the time it takes to help Lindsay Elementary School students in need.
We have an assembly line going here. Starts with the bags, and we try to put in there milk and juice, and then like a granola bar, some crackers, and then a couple of packs of cereal.
Most of the food items are donated by the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank. Landreth says they pack them up once a week, and she delivers them to the school. Principal Anissa Baker Busby says snack sacks help her students tremendously.
They feed almost 50% of our students. That is marvelous, and we are so appreciative of it.
Parent Engagement Coordinator ALICIA MONTFORD says it takes stress off of parents who need help.
Most of the children who receive those bags, there may be several siblings in the household.
It brings school counselor Angelicia Lattimore peace knowing they have something to eat over the weekends.
I'm able to sleep at night knowing they have that nutritional snack.
Landreth says she hopes with continued donations, the church can continue this service started 10 years ago.
It goes a long way, and it's serving somebody right here in our community.
In Warner Robins, Pepper Baker, 13 WMAZ News.
If you'd like to help pack snack sacks for Lindsay Elementary, Landreth says you can call the church at 478-923-3737. That's 478-923-3737.
This Thursday, 13 WMAZ is partnering with the Middle Georgia Community Food Bank and the Center for Collaborative Journalism to stuff the truck.
We need your help to make it happen. From 6 a.m. until 9 p.m. this Thursday, you can drop off canned goods and other non-perishable items at 3 Walmart locations: Zebulon Road in Macon, Watson Boulevard in Warner Robins, North Columbia Street in Milledgeville. Volunteers will be on site to make sure your donations get into that truck.
3 Central Georgia teams will be playing in the bins for state championships 1 week from today.
Coming up, we check in with Big Blue. That's right, the Northside Eagles, as they look to knock off region rival and undefeated Lee County in the 6A state title game. Sports next. Welcome back. The last time the Northside Eagles played for a state championship, 2014. They won the title that year, and now, 4 years later, they're back in the finals. Jonathan Perez tells us how Big Blue is preparing for a matchup against a very familiar foe.
When teams in this region play each other, and especially when we play Lee County, you can count on it being very fast, and you can count on it being very physical, and you can count on it being very intense.
When Lee County and Northside face off next Tuesday at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, it won't be for the region title. Much more is at stake than just bragging rights. This time, the state title is on the line. These two region foes meet every year, and while the Trojans took down the Eagles the first go-around, Northside is ready for round 2.
When you get to this point, you do the things that got you here, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel in the 15th week. And I don't think they're going to do that, and we're certainly not going to do that. It's just going to be, 48 minutes of get after it.
Of course, we win, but that was the old Northside, so now it's the new Northside. Came together, great leading our team to where we need to be, just winning.
Northside's journey to the Benz was different than undefeated Lee County's. The Eagles played through a rigorous schedule, finishing the season 5-5 but 3 of those 5 losses came to teams who are still playing in the Benz for a state title.
I think they're to be commended for what they've been able to do, and they've pulled it off, and I'm super proud of them and really happy for them, and excited about getting ready to go play.
It's the last game of the season, so the regular season matchup doesn't matter. How you get to the Benz doesn't matter. Only thing that does is how you leave.
You want them to enjoy the moment, but it's not going to be much fun unless you take care of business at 8 o'clock now.
Jonathan Perez, 13 WMAZ Sports.
You heard, Coach. The Eagles and Trojans square off for the 6A title. 8 o'clock, Mercedes-Benz Stadium, a week from tonight. 2 other Central Georgia teams are also playing. Peach County will take on Cedar Grove at 1 o'clock for the AAA state title. That game will be followed by the 5A championship. Warner Robins against Bainbridge. We'll talk with the Peach County Trojans tomorrow night at 6 on 13 WMAZ News and checking with the Demons on Friday as we count down the next Tuesday's state championship kickoff. The good thing about being indoors, don't have to worry about it. I'm glad they're not going to be playing this weekend outside, Ben.
Oh, I know. This weekend not shaping up to be the best. 58 was the high today. Cooler than that tomorrow. That's next.
Those 2 days of spring sure were nice.
Yeah, it was just a nice little blip on the radar
yes.
there. But I'm going to tell you what, the next 7 days are nowhere near what we've been seeing here. So for those who are like, hey, I wanted to feel like Christmas out there Friday, but then the cold rain settles in, and it's going to hang around through the weekend, and we'll see about the timing of it getting out of here. Hey, at least it's December-ish weather, right? Coming back right after this.
Right now, several Bibb County deputies can be seen on Winston Drive in Macon. Deputies have the corner of Winston Drive and Kent Drive blocked off.
This is a live look from the scene where we have a crew working to get more information. We're going to bring you the details on 13WMAZ.com as soon as they become available.
The arm tends to bend the garbage can, and sometimes that causes it to split down the side. You see, this was the old one. See.
Wanda McNair is one of thousands of people in Bibb County with a cracked garbage can. She thinks the garbage truck's electronic arm is to blame.
Coming up tonight on 13 WMAZ News at 11, Abby Kasoris investigates whether the switch to these new trucks is putting your bin at risk.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tonight at 11.
And remember, the news is always on at 13WMAZ.com.
Evening news is coming your way now. We'll talk to you later on.